Y'all, I finally did it. I was gonna sue, I was gonna quit, but your girl did it. Y'all don't know how long it took me to get here. I was ready to quit so many times. I was ready to sue. I wanted to cuss a few people out, but God, okay? Your girl did it. Graduated with my master's degree from Capella University in clinical counseling with a 4.0 GPA while working a full-time job. Get at me. Okay, y'all, so first of all, welcome back. My name is Aniya Danyea. Here on this channel, I like to do makeup, hair vlogs, lifestyle videos, a little bit of everything. But right now, we're going to talk about how I got to where I am as far as my schooling, okay? Because it's been a journey. This is a video that has been highly requested, y'all, okay? Because I dropped a few videos, I think a year or two ago, basically leaving everything on a cliffhanger. And y'all like, we need to update, sis. It's been 2 years. We need to update. So I ain't back. I'm sorry that it's been so long, okay? Y'all, this is just gonna be a real authentic video. I don't have it too planned out, too scripted. If y'all have any additional questions after the video, please leave them down below in the comment section and let me know if you're at Capella already or if you're considering the school. Would you still consider the school after watching these videos? Let me know down below. Quick little backstory. I'm going to leave all the fine details out. If you want to know all the details, you can go watch it in my other video. I will leave it linked above and down below in the comment section. I started out at Capella University. After undergrad, I took 1 year off and then I'll enroll back into grad school. And Capella promised, oh, you'll be in and out for 2 years. The program goes by really fast and it's affordable. You can do it while you're at work. They promised me all these great things. Now, the first few months at Capella University were okay. I had a really nice advisor. He helped me and yeah, everything was just going smoothly. So everything was fine up until it was time to take my internship, y'all. During that time, my advisor had switched a few different times and I would reach out to my advisors to try to get help for classes. I really wouldn't get many response. I actually had to get one advisor changed because they were very nasty towards me. And yeah, so take note that the support at Capella is not always the best, but this is just the beginning. Around the time that I had to start my internship and practicum, my timeline got twisted up. I felt like the communication wasn't that clear for how far in advance you needed to enroll for your internship. I ended up registering for my internship late, which was partly on me, but also I feel like they buried the information. Now the information is a lot more accessible after a lot of complaints because I was not the only one who ran into this situation. I started my internship and practicum. You guys, please go watch that video because I'm not going to get too much into it. But basically, I got put on probation, y'all, because of a big misunderstanding and I had to speak in front of a board. I had to write a 10-page paper, not once, but twice before I could get re-enrolled for my classes. Mind you, I was at 99% done for my degree because they give you a little timeline and it shows you how much you have completed. I've done everything up until this point, straight A's up until this point. No problems, right? All right, y'all, so that was the background. So I finally got off of academic probation after a year later. Yes, a year later. That's how long it took them to review everything and get me re-enrolled. Anyways, I found a new internship site and I absolutely love this internship site because I got a lot more hands-on experience. I had support and I actually had a true connection with my supervisor and my internship coordinator. I found my new internship site using Facebook group. Facebook has a lot of different groups that you can join in. The group that I was in was like Maryland psychologists or Maryland therapists, Maryland social workers. Just look for the state that you're in and look for like counselors, social workers. Sometimes they have groups for student therapists that are looking for internship sites. I posted something in the group and then somebody reached out to me. We hit it off from there and that is how I got the site, okay? Like I said, I was enrolled to my classes a year later, so a little bit of the coursework has switched up. When you are taking an internship, you also have coursework. Now, before the probation period, when I was doing my internship at another site, we had papers due every single week and we had time logs due every 3 weeks. So the papers had to be 5 pages long. Y'all, being at an internship, working full time, and then coming home to do a paper every week on top of discussion posts and replies, That was a lot, but I did it, okay? Thankfully, when I came back to school, they had cut down the amount of pages that you had to type every week, or you had another option where you could do a video and you could do like a case conference and review some of your clients and the people on your caseload. I did the caseload video review first, but I felt like that took a lot more work than actually just typing up a paper. I think the paper had to be like 2 pages, if I believe, which is so much better than a 5-page paper with a title page with references and all that. It was just too much. It was unrealistic. And these papers that they were asking us to write was literally like just weekly journals and recaps of what we did at our internship site. So I feel like 5 pages was pretty extensive for a week long. So I'm happy that they changed that. Since they had cut back on giving us additional homework, I had more time to actually focus on my clients, do some more research, and take better case notes, and was able to manage my load a lot easier. In my last video, I talked about how I didn't have a lot of opportunity to gain face-to-face hours with clients because I was working at a private practice. The new site that I started to work at was the outpatient mental health clinic, which we call OMCH. Now, remind you, my last internship director, she spoke down on OMHC and told me that, oh, they're too busy, you're not going to get enough experience and stuff. But I had the best experience at this clinic. I saw a range of people with many different mental health disorders. Whereas at my last site, I was mostly just working with children who had like a little anxiety and some depression. It wasn't heavy, severe mental health diagnosis, okay? I wasn't learning the codes to put in for different session time. At my old site, I never had an opportunity to work with a diverse clientele. I never had an opportunity to work with anyone that was older than me. However, when I started working at the outpatient mental health clinic, I worked with several different clients, you guys. I had a lot of great experience. I worked with people that were like 65. I worked with little kids that were like 6 years old. I worked with people that had anxiety, depression, schizophrenia. It was so many different diagnoses. I learned how to code. I learned how insurance worked, you guys. I was able to lead groups. The experience that I gained there was unmatched, okay? So I'm really happy that I had another opportunity to gain hands-on experience and I didn't have to stay with my last internship site. Not only did I have opportunity to gain more experience, I also had a relationship with my internship site supervisor. She was a Black woman and she did not play. She came in there fly every day, y'all. But she honestly, her and my internship site coordinator, he was a guy, he was a younger dude. He also did like therapy outside at church, but he also worked at the clinic. He sat down with me, went bar for bar, line for line to fill out my LGPC application, which my last internship supervisor never gave me direction on. He made sure I had everything in order. He ran through my class schedules with me to see if they align with what the state requirements needed. The support, y'all, I'm telling y'all, the support means so much and it makes a world of a difference for your experience during graduate school. Make sure you do a lot of research about your internship site. Make sure you're able to take a tour. Make sure you have a chance to ask questions and interview the site director so you know what you're getting yourself into. My hours at my internship site varied. When I first started, I was still working as a full-time counselor. This was before the summer break. And they worked with me, but I wasn't getting a lot of hours during the week because my schedule and my limitations. However, once school ended and I started working there in the summer, I started coming full time. They wanted me to come every day, but your girl was still trying to have a summer break. So they were like, well, you create your schedule. You let us know when you can be here. So I chose Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Those were my days that I was committed to coming in and staying all day. Being a high school counselor and having the summers off allowed me to gain a lot more hours than I could in any semester before. So I was having a great experience at my internship site. Also had a good experience with the course room, and at the time Capella had just changed their interface from, I think it was Blackboard, now it is something else. It was an adjustment trying to learn the new interface, but everything worked out. It was pretty self-explanatory after watching a few tutorials on what to do and how to navigate it. I was passing my weekly discussions, I was passing my papers and my time log. Fast forward to week 10. It is time for me to input all of my clinical hours that I've achieved from the semesters before and my current semester to see if I made enough hours to graduate. I needed 300 direct hours and 300 indirect hours with a total of 600 hours, okay? My camera died, but I'm back, y'all. Your direct hours had to be at least 50% of your total amount of hours. That was the catch. Once I input all my hours, I see that I finally made the 600 hours and I started to apply for graduation. Y'all, I'm gonna pause this video right here and say, go ahead and subscribe because it's a lot of you guys, I'm gonna leave the statistics right here, that watch my video but aren't subscribed. Go ahead and subscribe, guys, because it allows me to reach more viewers that are also interested in this content. Thanks guys. Now back to the video. I applied for graduation and didn't hear anything for weeks, y'all. I reached out to my academic advisor and I also reached out to the director of psychology. The director of psychology told me I was good to go, and my advisor told me that graduation is up to the psychology department and she had to get approval from them. Once I got notification from the psychology director that I was good to go, I went back and told my advisor. First of all, why isn't there communication between the two? Why do I have to do all the back and forth? That's one. But anyways, I was determined to get my degree, so I did what I needed to do. After she told me I was approved to go ahead and graduate, I didn't hear much else after that. At this point, my advisor said it was nothing else for her to do and I should look out for an email about my degree getting shipped to me. Okay. Never got the email, so I reached back out to the psychology director and she let me know that there has been a mistake, y'all. There has been a mistake, y'all. I said, what mistake could there be? She said, it looks like the hours that you did previously before the probation period did not count towards your degree. I said, no. If y'all go watch my other video, you would know I had proof, documentation. I had a whole timeline, a PowerPoint of all the proof that I had. I had got approval to be able to use my hours that I had previously done at these other semesters. Why would they be invalid now all of a sudden? So I told her, I said, no, I have proof and I can share it with you. And I had to reach out to my old internship supervisor so she could vouch for me, guys. She basically told them that I earned all of these hours and she signed off on my hours weekly and I was there doing the work. So why were they invalid? I think the confusion came from the whole speaking to the board. They gave me a decision and said I was approved, but they never told me that these hours were invalid. And I told the clinical director, well, if these hours were invalid, how could I have gone to my next internship site? Practicum comes before an intern. So practicum, think of it as like a prerequisite for your internship. And if I had passed practicum and I had passed those courses, I would not have been able to be enrolled in my internship series class. So I asked her that. She said, I'm going to reach out to some other people because I believe there is some confusion. I said, yeah, you do that because I have proof. I didn't hear from her a while. A week had gone by, y'all. I said, Capella's playing with me. Now, within this week's time frame, I realized there was another course added to my timeline, y'all. I said, God be with these people. I said, why do they keep trying to play with my degree? Why do they keep trying to play with my degree? I reached out to everyone. The crazy thing is, though, before I reached out to everyone, I looked in the course form. It was a 0 credit class. The description says, oh, this is a new course, mandatory for everybody to complete their clinical counseling master's degree. It was basically a course that wasn't graded, but you had to put in your resume. You had to do cover letters. It was basically a class meant to help you for your career beyond post-grad. But I'm like, I didn't enroll in this class, and this class wasn't a requirement before I had met the 100% completion for my courses. So don't try to play with me. I had to reach out to so many people, y'all, calling people for days, just trying to get an answer on why am I enrolled in this course. Now y'all telling me I can't graduate because I have to have this course, and now y'all telling me I didn't have enough hours. I had to go to God. Y'all, I really had to go to God with this one because I said, God, if I don't graduate, I think I'm just going to drop out of school. I'm $100,000 in debt already. My mental health is going down the drain day by day, working a full-time job and trying to complete an internship full-time. It was getting to be too much because I had started going back to school, like at the high school, while I was still in school. I told you I needed 2 semesters. So I started out in spring and I didn't finish until the fall. So while I had those hours made up in the summer, I still had to work full time and go to school full time and do my internship full time for a period of that time while I was finishing my degree. And it was hell. I'm thinking I'm done and y'all trying to play with my degree. So I finally reached out to a lot of different people and they're like, oh, there's some confusion. And I started sending screenshots and emails, and I thought, y'all, I was going to reach out to the president and CC him on this email because I'm like, y'all are playing with me at this point. If you don't know this already, I already did a video with NPR talking about for-profit schools and how they target their schools to people of color. Before I reached out to NPR and did an interview, I already did my own research on how Capella had lawsuits against them, class action lawsuits. And I was determined to join a class action lawsuit because they had moved the goalposts so many times at my matriculation at the school. The people were unsupportive. I would get my advisor switched without notice. The money, y'all, it was not affordable. They tried to add extra courses to my load without telling me. I had to pay out of pocket for residency. They did tell me up front that I would have to pay out of pocket for residency. But it's like at the residencies, I really wasn't learning much. Like my first residency, I will give it was kind of good. Like I learned a lot of different hands-on skills. The second one, I have a whole vlog on that. It was trash. The teacher wasn't even a teacher of that course he was teaching us. He taught a whole different subject back at Capella, and he just like, oh yeah, I'm just here to fill in. And he was following like the certain curriculum, but he would go off on tangents about his subject, which was not related to our subject. And I felt like our subject was so important because it was teaching us the therapeutic skills that we actually needed when we're having therapy. It was telling us about different assessments, and he didn't understand these assessments. We had to basically teach ourselves. It was so trash, y'all. Make sure y'all go watch that vlog. But anyways, because I'm gonna get mad. Anyways, y'all, needless to say, I wanted to join that class action lawsuit so bad. Now, I don't know if I still may do it. I feel like I should do it because there are so many people being affected by this. There are so many people that don't speak up. There are so many people that when I post about it, reach out to me and said, I'm going through the same thing. There are so many people that I know personally at Capella, still at Capella. They started years ago and were given the same promises as me. And I understand that things come up. People have to take the semesters off. That wasn't my case. I never had to take a semester off. I had the opportunity of living at home with low bills, with flexible jobs that would work with me whenever I needed to be at my internship that would allow me to go complete these hours. I was very blessed as far as that. Now, as far as Capella, I understand that people have great stories. This wasn't my experience. I didn't feel supported at all throughout this journey. I feel like I would get fake support. Like they would say, oh, I'm here to support you and stuff like that. And then when I would reach out for support, they were not much support, y'all. If you are thinking about going to Capella University, I just say, do your research. Do your research. Find a community at Capella of Capella students, current Capella students, whoever you're enrolled with at that time. Compare notes, talk to other people. It is so important because when I was in that course room that they try to add on last minute, thankfully they said I did not need it. But when I was in that course room, I was going to make a post in the discussion area where everybody can see it. However, another student had made this post and said, why am I enrolled in this course? I didn't know it was a requirement. I was never added in this course before. So I knew I was not the only one that they had did this to. And I was going to make another post under it. But the teacher in the course room responded to it and said, this is something new that they had just implemented. Thankfully, I did not have to take it because I told you I would have been fighting. Finding a community can help get assignments completed. You know, it will help you have a better experience when you're at residency. It will help you see if you're being played, if the goalpost is being moved, and if it's not, great. Okay, also do your research on how much it costs to go to Capella. I would highly recommend a different school. If I could do this all over again, you guys, I would go to a school in person with a reputable reputation where in person might be better, so you can get the actual support that you need, or be able to walk up to somebody in person and have a conversation with them so they can sit down with you and help you figure out what is going on with your courses, or what is going on with your finances, what is going on with your student loans. There's so many times that I wanted to drop out of Capella, but I was so close to being done, you guys, and the credits did not transfer to other schools, or if it did, it would only be like 3 credits when I was 99% done my degree at Capella. I decided to stick it out and finish one way or another. I'm happy that I did, but I would never consider re-enrolling to Capella University. With that being said, y'all, your girl is still a master's mommy, okay, in clinical counseling with a distinguished degree. All right, now I didn't have the opportunity to walk since it is an online school. They have different graduation dates throughout the year. The next graduation is in March, and it is in Louisiana. And I told my parents I didn't want to walk because I already got my piece of paper, okay? But now I'm reconsidering that decision because it's NOLA, baby. It's NOLA, baby. I could make a whole trip out of it. I could celebrate. I could take pictures. I never take any pictures for when I graduate, you guys. So it's like, this could be a big deal. I can make it a big deal if I want to, but I feel like I worked so hard to get here. It's like, I'm just so happy to be done. I'm just so happy to be done. And it was nothing but God, y'all. It was nothing but God, y'all, because I would not have made it. Anyways, if y'all have any questions, any comments, any videos that you would like to see, whether it be about Capella, my clinical counseling journey, my life update, because y'all see I'm in a different background. I'm back at home. I did go through a breakup during this time as well. It was a lot, y'all. It was a lot, but your girl made it. If there's anything that you want to see, anything that you want to know, please leave your comments down below, or you can reach out to me on Instagram or TikTok, guys. I love you. Thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Bye, guys.